Hey everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got an epic comparison video for you today. So I was wondering, what is Forza Motorsport like compared with the real world? So I've looked up some Nürburgring Nordschleife lap times for the real world. I did look at the top 50 and then we went beyond because I thought I'll pick a popular easy car to start with, in a sense. We went with the BMW 1997, which has a real world lap time of 8 minutes 22. So what do you think Forza on a stock rated, no gearbox, no nothing, stock rated BMW M3 can do around the Nordschleife, and how will it stack up to the real life? So let's dive in and check it out. So we're going to start the lap. Like I say, we're using a stock BMW M3 and the stock time is 8 minutes 22, so you can start your stopwatch now or you can wait until the end and I will share the time and the end results with you right at the end of this race. So we're doing an onboard view. We've got the replay camera in the corner, and we did set this up as a multi-class race. So we've got a front group of 12 cars that are running with a maximum PI of 440. This BMW starts at 485, and then the next class is running at 500. So they're mainly better than me. I've started 24th basically. You see the Buick there is the only one that really gave me a bit of trouble, but I wanted to put it in where there was a little bit of traffic. The computer's on the hardest setting, and we're gonna they're on the hardest setting so they don't slow us up basically, so I can catch them and hopefully we can negate our way past them. I was hoping not to hit too much traffic. We do hit a little bit, but I managed not to slow myself down too much. I was probably maybe only about a second or two off what I did on a clean lap, but I just thought it was going to look a bit better if we give ourselves some traffic to work with at the same time. So let me know in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think Forza's got it right with the cars and the lap times? I mean, this is a 12.9 mile circuit. It's got, you know, the Nürburgring, it's got everything. It's got undulations, crests, hills, cambers, negative cambers, positive cambers, tight bends, fast bends, like this one. When you're taking this fast left hand here, you're always best off braking and leaving it in that higher gear at first until you get settled into the corner, and then you can come down the gear to apply the power and drive through it. But you kind of want to just stay in high gear for that extra bit of control. So we're going to fly down to the dip here. Don't know if any of you checked out old Misha Sheldon, or if any of you watch him do his ring laps, but he had a big old compression drop in that little dip there and went up into the barrier in the BMW. Obviously I don't share the incidents, but that is what happened. So I think what we're catching up here, I can't remember. So we're a couple minutes in, we're going pretty well. I try to stay off the curbs a bit on this track. I want to try and get a decent lap, and the curbs can be a bit violent. I will take some of them, but generally I was trying to sort of take it safe. I didn't actually do too many laps. I've been meaning to get this video out for a little while. I've just been so busy recently with loads of different things going on. Yeah, so I've just found it hard to find the time in the last month to do this, but yeah, we are going to carry on with this and maybe do some other comparison videos. If there's any cars that you'd like to see tested, to see where they stack up against their real world rivals, I'm thinking of going through the sort of top 20 fastest and seeing how they all stack up. The only thing I will be probably changing is, you know, we might change some of the tyre compounds and maybe change the gearbox on some of them, because the gear is just not right, and I prefer to use the clutch, to be honest, and not face the unnormal penalty of the gearbox. So, you know, and if you look at the way they do the testing on the Nürburgring, these manufacturers, they generally if you look at the testing they do on the Nürburgring, these manufacturers generally will tweak the cars as much as they can within the parameters. You know, some of them will put lighter wheels on, some of them will put better tyres on. You know, they'll tweak the tyre pressures. If they've got suspension settings that they can adjust, they will adjust them. You know, so we're going to try and keep it as fair as possible. I'm not going to tune the cars. On this car, this is bone stock. It's got no tune. It's got the standard tyre pressure. We just went in at 485 just to see where it stacks up, and we can kind of see, like I say, we can start going through some other cars and seeing where they're going to stack up against their real world. Where do you think, you know, let me know in the comments where you think this is going to stack up. Do you think Forza's going to be faster than the real world? slower than real world? How much do you think it's going to be by? And do you think all the cars will stack up in a similar way? Will they all be slower? Will they all be faster? Will they all be different? So it's going to be interesting. So we started with the M3 because I wanted like I said earlier, I wanted a popular car that people use and that, you know, people enjoy and that's out there, and everyone knows an M3 from all generations who enjoy cars, I imagine. So yeah, what should we try next? Let me know in the comments, what car would you like to see? We might even go through some other tracks and see how they stack up on some other tracks, but it's interesting to see. What you can do as well is take a stock M3. I mean, if you want to set it up the same way I did, I just done multi-class. I set it up as two C-class groups in the same class, which I think was Sport Tourings, and then I just set the slower group up front to 440, so they were kind of catchable, and the fast group that I was with, I set them to 500, therefore 485 I was starting at the back. You can see that the computer's on level 8, so it's on the hardest setting, but we've done that because I didn't ultimately want to be catching people too fast and compromising the line too much. The computer on 8 is pretty quick, you know, they can be a bit bolshy, but as long as you get your move early enough before a corner, then you can generally get around them. Might be a bit of rubbing racing, but you can get around them. In this way, it didn't slow me down any more than maybe a couple of seconds in the sense of having the traffic, but we wanted to have the traffic, so we went for it. That's it, Monte Carlo in front, isn't it? Is it Monte Carlo or is it another Buick? Yeah, what do you think? Do you all like running laps around the Nürburgring? I do quite enjoy testing a few cars on the Nürburgring because it does have sort of everything. You know, you'll know it handles the high-speed corners, which can be helpful for turns like, you know, R130 at Suzuka, or the equivalent, I can't think what it's called at the moment, the Spa, that last long left-hander. You know, they can be quite crucial for setting up fast cars, especially like GT class and things like that, because the cars in there should be able to take them sort of turns, R130 and that last sort of left-hander on Spa, and say like turn 1 on Spring, you should be able to take them pretty quick. I mean, the last turn on Spa you should be able to take flat out. R130 probably lay off a little bit, cut the curve, but that's where you'll know if you've got enough rotation, if you're having to scrub too much speed on them sort of corners. Yeah, I mean, we can do another test as well, maybe see how fast we can get a fully loaded M3 around here. We just keep the standard engine, fully tune it up and see what we can do, because I have seen some, when I was just exploring some information on this video, I did see some lap times that people had done in BMW M3s that weren't stock, like people who had posted their own videos on YouTube, and there was like 717s and 722s, which is quite impressive for a 97 M3. I mean, that's going to be up there with the, you know, with the likes of Ferrari 488s and things like that. I thought would be around that sort of time. So that's some impressive driving to get an M3 round here in there. 717. Well, we're getting to the end of our lap now, so I don't know if you've got your stop clock running, or, you know, if you're waiting for me to tell you what we got, but you may find it interesting. Just coming around the last corner, chasing a E46 M3 around there, I think. Here we go, across the finish line. Now, we weren't fighting for position, but we did finish 7th with an 8-minute 20.1. So we were 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds off the real world time. So that's it. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.
This program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. what he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.